Hello friends, acquaintances, and enemies of all ages. My name is Justin, and this is Let's Get Physical, the series where I go over all of my favorite physics games from when I was a kid, or play the physics games that you all recommend to me. Today, we'll be going over something quite unique. You wake up, you're in a pot, you have a sledgehammer, and your goal? To climb. Climb like you've never climbed before. This is Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. Now, you may know Bennett as the man who created the viral online flash game known as QWOP, as well as its various follow-up games. Well, Bennett has created a new game for us. After taking direct inspiration from an old Game Maker game known as Sexy Hiking, he's taken the idea and polished it to a point of being a completely fresh game in today's market. Getting Over It has you play as an unnamed man who seems to be stuck in a pot with nothing but a sledgehammer to help him maneuver around. Your goal is to climb to the top of a mountain made up of normal terrain, boxes, furniture, and whatever else Bennett felt like throwing in there. It's a concept that sounds strange, and well, it is. But sometimes it takes these odd, artistic ideas to bring something that's never been done before to an already oversaturated gaming market. Now let me start out by saying, if you're not a fan of difficult games that require you to become skilled at them to progress, you probably won't be interested in Getting Over It. It's a game that has no problem in making you work for your rewards. Even Bennett Foddy himself, who narrates the game in a poetic fashion, says that there were times where, while testing the game, a part would seem incredibly difficult, and yet he couldn't bring himself to change it because it felt more like he, as the player, was at fault, not the game. I personally think that that's one of the most important parts of making a video game that's supposed to be challenging. Nothing feels worse than a game being difficult because of some nonsense mechanic that forces you into a trial and error playstyle. The controls are actually quite innovative, and while they take some time to get used to, once you've mastered them, you'll be flying up this mountain of garbage like it was nothing. Bennett's narration as you progress is thought-provoking, fun, and all-around well-written. It can make you rethink games or even the gaming market as a whole, and since the narration will only continue as you progress, it gives you an extra incentive to climb. There's a point during the narration where he says that he knows you, the player, are probably just watching as someone else faces the challenge on YouTube or Twitch. I love this remark, as it provokes you to prove it to yourself, and in turn prove it to Bennett that you are capable of doing it on your own, even if that's not what the original intention of the statement was. During Getting Over It, there are going to be moments where you fall, a lot of them, but whenever you do, an inspirational song is played or an inspirational quote is read, and it was incredibly surprising for me to see how effective this actually was during my playthrough. It's as if a simple game of climb the mountain is one giant metaphor for real life. Every single time I fell, and my god was there a lot more than it should have been, instead of feeling hopeless, frustrated, or angry, I felt inspired to try harder. There was one exception to this though. Without spoiling too much of the mountain, just know there's a small spot here that drops you back down to the very beginning. Now this wouldn't be so bad normally, and it's not even an easy thing to fall into, and yet I fell into it probably 4 or 5 times during my playthrough. This was the only part of the game that made me need to take a break and cool down for a bit. And once again, it was my own fault. Now, I won't go much farther into the game itself because it really is the type of thing you have to experience. Just know that if you're the type of person who loves a challenge, Getting Over It is a wonderful game, and you'll probably love it just like I did. If you're a bit more casual or you rage quit at things very easily, then perhaps be one of those users who watches the full game on YouTube or Twitch. Either way, I think you'll enjoy it. The game will become available on Steam December 6th, and I will absolutely link to it in the description so that you can go and add it to your wishlist or purchase it if it's come out. And just to clarify, you may be seeing this game around quite a bit. I was a bit confused about it as well, wondering how people were playing this game before the release date, but it was actually in a Humble Bundle back in October. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know which game you think I should do next down in the comments section. I'm looking to release a top 10 video in the near future, so look forward to that. And as always, have a wonderful rest of your day.